board in terms of tackles. She works flipping hard around that park, as does Adele Ferry. So the matchup between the two of them tonight will be cracking too. And I've not even talked about the wingers. I could go on for hours. I really could. So good. So lots of talent out there tonight. Really good head-to-heads and matches up that I'm really excited to see.
Fantastic, Rachel. Great derby. Looking forward to it. Thanks very much. I'm delighted to be joined by Warriors head coach Lindsay Smith. Good evening, Lindsay.
Hi Heather, how are you?
Very well, thank you, very well. Massive night tonight, derby match, semi-final spots in contention, Glasgow against Edinburgh. What an opportunity.
Yeah, massive opportunity. Waited all season for this fixture. It's the one that, you know, everyone enjoys it. You don't need much motivation in the lead up to a game like this. I suppose it adds a bit of extra weight. Everybody knows each other as well. So yeah, it's an exciting fixture, but one we're very much looking forward to.
And then last time out here, Warriors won, and then last time at the Hive it's 1-0, Edinburgh won. So in terms of tonight, just how are you going to play to your strengths for this type of match?
Yeah, I think the team that plays the game rather than the occasion are the team, you know, that will come out with a result. And you know, we've spoken a lot about being at home. Again this week, Friday Night Lights, that's kind of what Scotstoun's known for. So yeah, I think we want to play our own brand of rugby and stick to that. So yeah, we'll see what comes.
Absolutely, and you talked about playing at home. Massive occasion in terms of it's a record crowd, over 1,100 tickets sold. It just shows you the appetite for this team and for the competition.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's a bit cheesy, but if you build it, they'll come. You've got to put it out there for people to see it. Little girls, little boys coming and turning up and watching tonight on a Friday night. That's what it's all about. And for me, it's really important that we grow the game. Putting the girls on the main pitch here, home at Scotstoun. Where else would you rather be on a Friday night? But yeah, in terms of seeing the game grow, this for me is a massive success. Having the under-18s playing before us, then obviously we've got Glasgow, Edinburgh, now Celtic Challenge. So yeah, it's a pretty good night for women's rugby.
Absolutely. And just before you go, just in terms of the squad today, just a few changes, front row, a bit of a shuffle, and then coming into the backs as well. A couple of players coming back in, Nicole Flynn coming back in, and Poppy Mellenby back from injury.
Yeah, a bit of a shuffle, but you know, we want to be able to maintain a performance from the first whistle to the last whistle, and it's about balancing that team from the starting team to who gets an opportunity coming off the bench. Megan Hyland, for example, she made a huge impact last week when she came on and fully deserves to start, but then you've also got somebody like Aisha Sutcliffe to come off that bench. So you know, it's a pretty nice selection problem to have. And then in the backs, yes, we have a couple of players returning from injury, so it's good to see that they've managed to work their way back and get back into that final normal league game for the season.
Fantastic, Lindsay. Go well tonight. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I'm delighted to be joined by Edinburgh Rugby head coach Claire Cruikshank. Claire, good evening.
Hi Heather, how are you doing?
Great to see you, great to see you. Some fantastic rugby being played over the last piece. In terms of tonight though, what an occasion, what an opportunity for the players to be playing in front of a record crowd.
Yeah, definitely. Look, it's brilliant to come through to Glasgow and know they've got a record crowd here, and Friday night everyone's excited about it, and it's a big occasion for everybody. So yeah, we're super excited to be here and can't wait to get going.
Brilliant. I know you came with full bus load and everything, so it's just great to see everyone coming in to support. And last week as well, you finished really strongly, got a try bonus point. What are you wanting to take from that finish, that strong finish last week, into tonight's match? You finished strongly against the Clovers last week.
Yeah, I think it's confidence. We've maybe struggled a little bit with that this year, and a bit of consistency, and to finish that game off with 4 tries and play some of our best rugby against one of the top teams in the competition has given the girls real confidence going into this game. But it's going to be a battle, isn't it? We all know it's going to be a physical, hard game tonight, but we're really excited for it.
Absolutely, derby match-up, and you've got a couple of returning players as well. You've got Ayla Ronald and Rachel Phillips stepping up from the bench. How instrumental will they be tonight?
Yeah, both got brilliant experience. Ayla just brings a little bit of calmness to her set piece, and we all know what Rachel can do. Her and Lisa have rotated on and off the bench, so they're both physical ball carriers, but just her experience, international experience, is crucial in a game like this.
Yeah, and just before you go, Kat Moody's really been of interest to me, and I've noticed she's starting tonight the third time at number 8. That's a bit of a find. You're really sort of quite a natural player, scored a great try last week.
Yeah, Kat's moved up to university at Edinburgh, so she's someone I knew from my Edinburgh uni days before coming to Edinburgh Rugby, so she always has a huge potential. She's really physical, and she's had a run where she's managed to get some games, so yeah, we're super excited to see how she goes this afternoon and in the future as well. I think she's got a bright future ahead of her.
And talking about futures as well, Betha Matheson, 18-year-old, and Scarlett Haddo, 19, scoring tries as well last week. That must be really pleasing for you too.
Yeah, definitely. Like these youngsters have thrived. Bethan only turned 18 maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, so for her to get her first start last week, score a try, is brilliant. Scarlett's been brilliant as well. We've now got some real competition, which is what you want. They're driving each other on, so looking forward to seeing where they go in the future as well.
Great, Claire. Thanks very much for your time. Go well tonight.
Thank you.
Good evening everyone and welcome to Scotstoun for a huge Friday Night Lights match-up. It's Glasgow Warriors against Edinburgh, the first of the 3 derbies this weekend in the last regular round of the Celtic Challenge. There's a record crowd here at Scotstoun with over 1,100 tickets sold, with many Scottish clubs represented on this Club of Origin night. Glasgow in 5th and on 16 points will want to secure the win to maintain their playoff chances and push Britton to have to win against Gowalia on Sunday or at least get bonus points, whilst Edinburgh will want to finish this year's competition on a high with a second win. That's the standings at present. Wolfhounds will play the Clovers tomorrow for top spot. Gowalia are playing Britton at Parky Scarlets. And again, that result and tonight's result are interdependent on who gets that 4th qualifying spot to be in the semi-finals in 2 weeks' time. As I said, the last time out, Edinburgh won against Glasgow at the High, but the last time at Scotstoun, Glasgow won. Head coach Lindsay Smith has made 6 changes to her starting team, 4 personnel and 2 positional. Megan Hyland and Katie Lindsay step up from the bench to form the front row with Loosehead Poppy Fletcher. Holland Bogan again teams up with Sophie Murphy to form a formidable second row pairing, whilst the back row of Gemma Thompson, Aileen McGilvery and Emily Kubra also remains unchanged. Co-captain Katie Ainsworth starts at 10, as she has done all season, and partner scrum half Rihanna Darragh, whilst in the centres Brian McNamara moves to 12 and teams up with Nicole Flynn at 13, who returns from injury. Sky Fimister moves to the left wing, whilst Claudia McLaren on the right, and Poppy Mellenby is down to start at 15 as she too returns from her shoulder injury. Glasgow High's point scorer Millie Warren is among the replacements, this time along with last week's try scorer Hannah Smythe. Head coach Claire Cruikshank has made only 2 changes to her starting team tonight. Ayla Ronald returns from injury to pack down at 2 with former GB judo player Alison Wilson at loosehead and Molly Pullman at tight head. Adele Ferry and Natasha Logan pair together unbroken in the second row. Kat Moody starts at number 8 for the 3rd time and combines with flankers Alex Stewart and Lauren McGrotty. Emily Love and Nicole Marlowe combine again at half-back, with Hannah Rumsey at 12 teaming up with Rachel Phillips in the centre, who comes in from the bench at 13. The wingers comprise Captain Hannah Walker on the left and Kieran Burr on the right, who are the top clean breaks in the league. Top scorer from last week, Betha Matheson, gets her second start at fullback. Faye Sutherland comes back into the matchday squad on the bench. 7-time Scotland cap Nicola Howitt and the exciting Scarlett Haddo are also providing cover. And I'm delighted to be joined in co-commentary by Rachel Law. Rachel, how exciting. Flag bearers are out. Record crowd here at Scotstoun for the derby.
Yeah, massive game. We've talked so much about how big derby games are. It's a derby weekend here at Celtic Challenge and super exciting. Edinburgh team, Glasgow team, raring to go. As you say, flag bearers out, and as we've mentioned a few times tonight, a record crowd here. 1,100 people come to watch this match tonight, and fingers crossed the girls can put on a brilliant performance for them.
Yeah, exactly. So a few changes. Glasgow Warriors have got 6 changes, 4 positional and 2 personnel, with Poppy Mellenby and Nicole Marlowe coming back in, so that's exciting for them. And Ayla Ronald comes back in and Rachel Phillips moves up to the bench. So exciting adjustments made for both teams, and then last time out it was 5 tries apiece. Yeah,
we should see some great rugby here tonight. Both teams really like to attack. They like to play on the front foot and they like to spread the ball wide. One of the matchups we didn't talk about in the pre-match side of things was the head-to-head of Skye Fimister and Kieran Bell. Both of them really strong, powerful ball carriers. Looking at their stats so far, clean breaks wise, we've got Skye Fimister sitting on 13 clean breaks so far in Celtic Challenge, and Kieran Bell sitting on 18. We know they like to get the ball into these girls' hands early and give them the space to make those clean breaks. Their carry meters too, fairly similar between the two of them. Skye Fimister's made 425 carry meters and Kieran Bell on 474. So those are two real danger players on both sides of the ball, and it's really exciting how they're going to match up tonight.
And it's not just a derby match from Glasgow's point of view. There's also that semi-final spot on the line. Obviously they have to win. They would be wanting probably a bonus point tonight, because it might well come down to competition points, and then have to wait for the result between Britton Thunder against Gowalia at Parky Scarlets on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. So huge game here for Glasgow. They have to get the win if they want to put themselves in the best position. As you mentioned, a bonus point would just add to that in terms of their ability to qualify, as long as Britton either lose or only get one bonus point on Sunday. So in terms of that side of things, it's all to play for Glasgow. My only concern is, let's make sure they don't let that pressure get to them. It's a big game, yes, we're in front of a home crowd, but can they just keep their heads?
And that's what Lindsay Smith preferred to playing the match rather than occasion, as Holland Bogan and Katie Ainsworth, the co-captains for Glasgow Warriors, bring out, and Edinburgh are already out and absolutely ready to go. We've got the smoke coming up, we've got the atmosphere, and we've got the music, and just ready to go. But it's keeping the composure as well and going through the processes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's something that actually Glasgow are very much a confidence team. They take confidence from how the first bits of the game go. They're a full 80 minutes team. They do like to play, and they often come into their own in second halves in games. We've seen them being down at the break and fight their way back in. And as we've mentioned, the main reason that they are up for grabs for this semi-final place is their bonus points. They have managed to score points in every game that they have played, and get lots of bonus points and try bonus points. So brilliant game, ready for kick-off, and should be a fantastic match.
Sam O'Neill's our referee as Nicole Marlowe kicks down towards the stand, and there's just a little pick up there. Sophie Murphy just tidies up. And just a little knock on there, just a bit of nerves in this bouncy artificial pitch.
Yeah, I think a bit of the smoke played into that a bit. Nicole Marlowe kicked that. It wasn't too long, it wasn't too short, and I think Sophie Murphy just took her eye off it. It just ran away from her. She picked it up and just lost it in contact on the floor. So this gives Edinburgh a nice attacking piece. We had this very similar situation last week, and they managed to score off it. So good start for Edinburgh. They'll be pleased with this, and it now gives them an attacking platform.
Molly Pullman there at tight head for Edinburgh, partnering Ayla Ronald. Scrum just losing their footing, but we're just having a reset there. Ayla Ronald back in, and Molly Pullman was only back in last week after an ankle injury. But they've played together a lot, and went to get a set platform. They've got Megan Hyland at hooker there, come into the starting line-up for Glasgow, and Katie Lindsay at tight head. So it's an interesting matchup. As you say, Edinburgh scored last week off scrum in the early stages.
Set.
It's a strong scrum there. Emily Love just gets the ball, but just goes through the legs. Brian McNamara up. Edinburgh still in possession, but put back just before the halfway line. Just a little knock on there. Brian McNamara is making her break. She's picked it up, and she finds. That's a superb take by Holland Bogan. Superb support play from Brian McNamara and Holland Bogan.
Back foot.
In the 22. Nicole Marlowe just finding Claudia McLaren hands. Both hands just needing to settle down. Rihanna Darroch finding Megan Hyland, who made such an impact last week. And Rihanna Darroch again. Poppy Melody managing to keep that ball. Superb tackle from Hannah Ramsey, as she's been doing all this tournament. And Megan Hyland just charging back into that 22, determined from Montrose. Getting those extra yards for Glasgow Warriors. Emily Kubra on the ball, supported by Holland Bogan. Glasgow just wanting to keep their composure. Nicole Flynn there. Again, excellent tackle there by Hannah Ramsey. And Glasgow push back out of the 22. Emily Kubra again on the ball. Great counter ruck there. Molly Pullman making a mess of that ruck. Katie Lindsay just sorting things out. Katie Ainsworth on the ball, but it's turnover. Kat Moody has that ball, number 8. Been in fine form, third start at number 8 for Kat Moody today. Natasha Logan offloads to Molly Pullman. Good interplay there by Edinburgh. And Emily Love, Hannah Ramsey. Tackling's been so outstanding. Alex Stewart just fighting her way through that tackle from Gemma Thompson. Loose head Alison Wilson on the ball.
Release, block away. Clear pick up.
Nice pass there from Love. Adele Ferry on the ball, Scottish internationalist. Was at the World Cup. Again, Love out to it. Lovely pass out McGrotty. Hannah Walker so dangerous out in that left wing.
Back.
Again, just putting under pressure. But Edinburgh going through the hands now. Kat Moody again, former rugby league player. Really strong runner. Ayla Ronald, good take there.
Ball's available. Edinburgh put the player there off her feet. Play on.
Referee says play on. Edinburgh trying to get it out to the wide channels. Kieran Bell. 47 defenders beaten. Just looking for that extra bit of space. Glasgow just trying to really attack that breakdown. They played Britton Thunder last weekend. They know how important that is.
Thanks, Sam.
Edinburgh still in possession here. Lovely offload. Hannah Ramsey out in those wider channels now. Great clear out. It's Rachel Phillips. Natasha Logan inching towards that half line. They've got that penalty advantage. And Nicole Marlowe kicks. Rihanna Dara, and they'll come back. What a passage of play there. Edinburgh working themselves out the 22 after a fantastic break by Brian McNamara.
My goodness me, that was 2.5 minutes of non-stop rugby, end-to-end stuff. Not a great scrum in terms of set-piece move from Edinburgh, and that allowed Glasgow to get that breakthrough. Brian McNamara. They then put loads of pressure on, but errors early on from both teams has meant that the ball has gone from one team to the other. Interestingly, Edinburgh didn't look to kick that. They didn't look to clear the ball out their 22. They looked to play. They looked to find those edges. So in terms of that side of things, does that indicate how you can see here this break from Briar McNamara? She's so good at pouncing on that ball and offload there to Holland Bogan, who does really well to stay powerfully strong there.
And it's a turnover there. Katie Lindsay so powerful on that ball. Back in the starting team today at tight head. Great carry by Katie Lindsay. Katie Ainsworth trying to find some grass there, but that's a huge take by Bethan Matheson at fullback. Only 18 a few weeks ago. And a lovely offload to Kat Moody. Really assured play there. Edinburgh opting to go down that left-hand side.
Back by Black. Play.
Play on, says the referee, and Katie Ainsworth kicks through down those tram lines. And Hannah Ramsey, Emily Kubra's on the chase, Claudia McLaren, that right wing, yellow scrunchie on the good chase there. And again, Edinburgh having to play out beyond the 22. Lovely spin there by Nicole Marlowe. But again,
on the ball, let go now.
Poppy Fletcher told to let go, but the ball's there. Katie Lindsay again, and those tight exchanges strong. Poppy Fletcher on that ball at the loose head. Will need support.
No, gathered, then stole.
Super steal there. Emily Love looking for space out in that left-hand channel.
Release 8.
Quick thinking there by Love at scrum half.
Make sure we're back.
Ayla Ronald there. Getting a couple of inches for Edinburgh. Referees wanting rugby to be played tonight. And the ball is bouncing and there's turnovers from both sides.
Back foot, Edinburgh, back foot.
Glasgow have. Poppy Fletcher fighting for every inch. That penalty advantage is over. And again, Kubra just taking in that 22. Edinburgh's defence is resolute so far. Katie Ainsworth wants it. Aileen McGilvery just managing to keep on to that high ball. And swinging this time back towards the post. Holland Bogan, as she so often does. Releases the ball and then carries on playing, which she is allowed to do. Lovely tip pass there behind. It's gone backwards. Can Glasgow tidy it up?
Tackle now.
It's a clear night tonight. Good take by Emily Kubra. Ball right down at her feet.
Don't touch ball. Good.
And again, Katie Ainsworth just looking for that pass in behind. But it's a great turnover there. Molly Pullman's work at that breakdown is outstanding. Great play by the tight head. And great dummy there by Hannah Ramsey. And she can run and she can spot a gap. And she's brought down by Katie Ainsworth on the halfway. Fantastic play. And it's gone out left. Alex Stewart, she knows there's numbers there. If the pass can stick. And just knocked on. Really good play there by Hannah Ramsey and a good set of attack there by Glasgow, but turnover there.
Yeah, you can see both teams are piling huge amount of players into the defensive rucks. They're trying to slow the opposition's ball down. They're trying to steal their ball. It's end-to-end stuff here in terms of turnovers. So you can see here on this replay that Emily Love passes the ball out. They manage to get some width on it. Alex Stewart, she sees the spaces there. The accuracy pass to Hannah Walker, not quite good enough, just over the top of her head, and Bethan Matheson, I've absolutely no doubt would have scored that in the corner if that ball had gone to hand. So frustrating there. They identified where the space was and where they needed to get it. Just that accuracy of that last pass to Hannah Walker, not quite good enough, unfortunately.
Because Hannah Walker last season, top try scorer in the league with 11. We know how dangerous she is. She's top for metres carried, second for 15 clean breaks. We know how dangerous she is.
Yeah, massively so. And the other thing that she's really, really good at is getting those offloads. So once she does get in behind, she manages to get her arms free and she manages to get the ball away. We saw it last week in Bethan Matheson's debut score. You saw Hannah Walker, she fended, she went on the outside, she managed to get her hands free and get that ball away. So she's not only dangerous herself, but she also manages to put others into space.
Scarlett Haddo's try as well, absolutely excellent. So good for offloads. Glasgow scrum, but there's pressure here from Edinburgh. And it's a great scrum from Edinburgh. And they get the penalty. That's really strong. And there's Kat Moody celebrating. Alison Wilson. That was an all-8 scrum, Rachel.
Yeah, really, really good. And something that we've probably not seen an awful lot of Edinburgh. Last few seasons, set piece, you would have said Edinburgh are so clinical at their set piece. In terms of their line-out and in terms of their scrum, they're very, very solid. We've probably not seen that as much this season, but that is a fantastic start and something that will build them confidence. If they get penalties in close quarters, I'd be taking the scrum. Keep fighting in terms of that scrummaging.
Yeah, it was standing up in the scrum there by the Warriors. That's why there was the penalty, the pressure coming through from Edinburgh. Line out time. Just not quite going to hand there. Sophie Murphy just tidies up. An opportunity there for Edinburgh.
No.
And Glasgow having to play out of their own 22. Gemma Thompson strong there.
Scrum advantage.
Edinburgh scrum advantage. Knock on there by Glasgow in that wide channel. Pressure again coming from Edinburgh. Molly Pullman means business tonight. Lovely pick through the middle by Natasha Logan.
Advantage over. Don't touch. No, it's a rock now.
Referee says advantage over. Edinburgh will play on again. Ayla Ronald looking for space just outside the Glasgow 22. Aileen McGilvery and Nicole Flynn just trying to slow that pace down. Lovely dummy run there by Alex Stewart, and it's Hannah Ramsey all the way through, right deep into the 22. Superb run. Alex Stewart on that ball. Great support play. And a little pop. And it's Molly Pullman again on that ball.
9 off feet.
9 off feet. Edinburgh have the advantage. Kat Moody, she means business as well today.
Sorry.
Emily Loves know there's numbers out there. It's a lovely pass out. And it's a superb finish by Hannah Walker. We were just talking about her try scoring and all she has to offer, and it's come to fruition there. Yeah. First try for Edinburgh.
Really, really nice bit of play there from Edinburgh. We've talked a lot about Hannah Ramsey and how good she is. Those defenders beaten. She's sitting at 27 this far in this tournament. There's 28 and 29 that we've seen so far tonight. So she makes that break. She glides through. She probably could have had an option inside and outside. I think we're a little bit slow to get there in support, but really good close quarters. Carries there from the forwards, getting them over the game line, and then Emily Love knows when to release that. Lovely ball from Nicole Marlowe, who gives it to Bethan Matheson, who gives it to that try scorer in the corner. That's Hannah Walker. She's not going to not finish that from there. That's outstanding from Edinburgh, and the start that they will be looking for.
Yeah, direct, and they want it. That desire is there to get across that try line. Nicole Marlowe with the conversion.
Okay.
No conversion there.
Shot clocks, it's only at that
Just
end,
missed. So score after 13 minutes is Glasgow Warrior 0, Edinburgh 5. But what a try by Edinburgh, and the pressure as well.
And two things that we talked about from last week. We talked about Edinburgh's consistency. Now they have to keep that on. But we also talked about Glasgow in terms of their defence in the wide channels. So both of those things come into fruition already. Let's see how it pans out.
Onside.
Nicole Marlowe just kicking through, and the ball always bounces back on this pitch. And a great pick up by Adele Ferry. Great reading of that ball. And again, Natasha looking to go wide with that release ball. Hannah Ramsey out in those wide channels, and it's Kieran Bell with the pace, with the absolute pace. And can she make it all the way? What a tackle! What a run, and what a tackle by Brian McNamara! Absolutely remarkable. Great play by both players.
Just line out.
And another person that we've talked a lot about is that Kieran Bell and Skye Fimster matchup. You can see here, Skye has to start a little bit tighter because she's got to cover Bethan Matheson. Bethan Matheson does so well to interest her enough to allow Kieran Bell to go on the outside. Skye's dive just clips Kieran. She just has to stumble, and then that's fantastic covering tackle by Brian McNamara coming across to hit Kieran into touch.
Glasgow line out right on their line. It's a bit loose, but Poppy Fletcher tidies up at the front. Again, ball taken in. Glasgow be wanting to work. The kick for Brian McNamara. And it's a high kick. But Kieran Bell is there. Backwards. Just goes off her hands backwards. She regathers and she wants another go. But it's a great matchup with Briar and Kieran. Both physical players, both absolute rugby players. Great carry by Molly Toulman from Edinburgh. Number 3 shirt. And it goes back into Ayla Ronald. Lovely offload to Natasha Logan. Great interplay there. Alison Wilson, loose head, former GB judo player, just offering that bit of physicality in that midfield. And again, it's Hannah Ramsey on the ball. Superb tackle by Claudia McLaren. That's why she's in that right wing position, marshalling those wide channels. And Glasgow have really got their defence cut out right at the moment. Emily Love just not quite finding that pass. Rachel Phillips has to tidy up at 13. And Ailey McGilvery, attention, she'll have to roll, which she does. Out to Natasha Logan, and again it's Kieran Bell. She just needs a little bit of space and she's off. Again the ball goes back, play on. Nicole Marlowe, lovely pass there to midfield.
Oh, sorry, no.
Excellent carry there. And again wanting to come that left channel. They've got that options, whether they go wide or whether they... Rachel Phillips there carries in the centres. Megan Hyland just had 2 there for Glasgow, just trying to slow that play down. Edinburgh seem to have a bit of a rhythm here at the moment. That first try, their heads are up. Holland Bogan trying to slow Hannah Ramsey down, but her passing really is on form tonight.
Tackle.
Gemma Thompson, only 18, tackling there on Rachel Phillips. Good tackle by Holland Bogan. Her work rate second to none. And again, Again, Nicole Marlowe just looking for someone right off her shoulder, just a bit more closer in. She sees space in behind, and she sees space out wide as well. It's interesting there, Rachel, just Nicole Marlowe just wanting someone off her shoulder.
Yeah, I think there you can see as probably the best kind of that we've seen Edinburgh go through the phases and manage to keep the ball. Their ball retention hasn't been great this tournament so far, so it's nice to see them settling to this game and bringing a bit of confidence with it. As you mentioned there, Nicole Marlowe was probably looking for someone on our inside and outside, but that's brilliant defence from Glasgow. They've not gone anywhere. They've gone left to right, left to right, left to right, and Glasgow have been making their tackles, have been slowing down the ball and not allowing Edinburgh any of those opportunities. So much so that Hannah Ramsey had to kick that there. She felt like they were going nowhere, they were going backwards, they needed to do something, and she's kicked that, which is obviously giving Glasgow the ball back. So really nice bit of defence there from Glasgow, but as you see, Edinburgh going through the phases probably just need to provide a little bit more support to their 10, Nicole Marlowe.
And it's interesting, last week Dennis Fogarty, Edinburgh lost to the Clovers, but he said, Edinburgh in 6th at the moment, but he said, that the table just doesn't tell the whole story, and that's very true, and that's being reflected in their play tonight.
Yeah, definitely so. I mentioned it earlier, Edinburgh probably haven't been playing the best attacking rugby. In previous years, they have been known, they're out wide, their back three have been brilliant, their ability to score in close quarters has been brilliant. Probably something that we haven't seen an awful lot of this season, whereas last week they scored points. They've hardly scored any points in games, whereas they scored points last week. So it was nice to see them actually able to play.
And just Glasgow being penalised there. It was not straight. Edinburgh competed. And just getting the option there. And they've gone for the scrum. No surprise there, Rachel.
Yeah, their line-out's not functioned this far in the game, so and we know how good that their scrum is. They won a scrum penalty the last scrum, so you can just see on that replay there, the ball hasn't, it's not even close to going straight, unfortunately, and because Edinburgh have got up to compete, that means that it's not straight, and it's going to be either Edinburgh's line-out again or Edinburgh's scrum, and as you say, they've opted to go for the scrum.
Del Ferry doing well. Edinburgh will compete. I think they've done the homework and they will compete. Rob Carmichael's working with them at the line out, and I think the option to compete was a good one.
Yeah, and you just see this defence here from Claudia McLaren, and absolutely outstanding. As you mentioned, that's why she's on that wing. She lines up Bethan Matheson, and it's a cracking tackle from her.
Solid scrum by both sides there. Again, Rachel Phillips are looking for that release ball in the wide channels. Hannah Walker's coming right off her left wing and is on this right wing, on this near side.
That was outside, taken back.
Kat Moody wanting to get her hands on the ball tonight. Again, just a little knock forward. Glasgow have advantage and will play. Rihanna Dark finds Holland Bogan, just coming in this left channel.
Advantage over.
And that's advantage now. Just Hannah Ramsey reading the kick from Rihanna Darrick, but she manages to regather. And there's a fight on the floor, and there's a steal. And Edinburgh get the penalty. Great play there by Edinburgh.
Yeah, really, really good defensive set there from Edinburgh. You see Rihanna Darrick, she spots the space in behind. She notices that Kieran is up flat there. She spots the gap, and she knows where she wants to put it. Execution just not quite good enough. Hannah Ramsey comes through, charges that down, and then they're hot on that Glasgow scramble. And it's Kieran Bell who manages to get in such a strong ball carrying position. You see her here. She's so strong there. She's got her hands on ball, and she's got the support of Natasha Logan behind her as well, so really nice bit of play there from Kieran Bell.
Outstanding to see a right winger really strong in those positions,
and that's something we've talked a lot about. She's such a strong ball carrier, but she's also brilliant in defence.
Good line out there by Edinburgh. Kat Moody again breaking through. What a run by Kat Moody into the 22. Strong ball carry. Glasgow desperately trying to slow this one down, and again it's Bethan Matheson on the ball, and it's a superb try out in those wide channels. Bethan Matheson, her second try for Edinburgh, and her second try for Edinburgh tonight.
Yeah, really good bit of play there from Edinburgh. You can see how they've got the momentum. It all comes from that break from Kat Moody in the midfield. She's such a strong ball carrier. She gets over the gain line, and then Emily Love, Nicole Marlowe, they spot that space is on wide. Really nice ball here from Rachel Phillips to Bethan Matheson, and over in the corner. Really, really nice bit of play there from Edinburgh.
Really unselfish by Hannah Walker as well. She could have, but she let the ball glide across the face of her.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice hands there from Nicole Marlowe. You can see that she's got Nicole Flynn in front of her. She has to almost fix her, but she just lifts that ball to Rachel Phillips, who then floats that right over the face of the Glasgow defenders into the hands of Bethan Matheson, who goes over her second score on her second appearance for this Edinburgh team.
Just curving it round, just to the left of the post there, so no conversion. So it's Glasgow Warriors 0, Edinburgh 10. Two strong cries, but what a carry by Kat Moody.
Yeah, she does so well there, and the speed of Laura McGrotty to get there, to get over the ball, the speed of Emily Love, and then the Edinburgh players are queuing up on this left hand side to score it, so really good support there from them. They've got over the game line and they've managed to convert that into points.
Glasgow know they'll need to get their hands on the ball, but it's Edinburgh have it. It's Ailsa Wilson with the carry. And it goes back to Nicole Marlowe, such an assured player. She was playing at full back in the early stages, but has slotted in at 10 and is doing really well there. Lovely run there.
Advantage, 3 over the shoulder.
Advantage to Glasgow Warriors. High tackle there. Great run by Poppy Mellenby, and we'll go back for the penalty.
Just over the shoulder.
Someone we've not talked about at all really tonight is Poppy Mellenby, coming back into this Glasgow side after a shoulder injury, so really nice to see her on ball. We know how dangerous she is. You kick to her and you give her half an inch of space, and she's got the pace to go through it, so we know how dangerous that she can be in terms of counter-attack, and it was nice to see her with hands on ball there.
Brian McMahon's kicks just sort of didn't quite go, just sort of sclaffed it a bit to the right, and she just moved her head and it's forgotten, and she's moved on. She's experienced enough and she's strong enough, and just puts Glasgow just not as far down the pitch as they would have hoped. But yeah, great to see Poppy Mellenby in those positions. And it's a long ball, and Ayla Rono ties up at the back. Edinburgh got turnover ball, and again Kat Moody, Hannah Ramsey to the fore. Possession of Edinburgh, and Nicole Marlowe just kicking to the right there, and again it's just hanging. Who's going to get that back? Poppy Mellenby passes it back.
Knock on the top.
Just a slight knock on there.
Yeah,
but it's a real test at who wants it the most.
Yeah, exactly. Neither line out is functioning particularly well for either side at the moment. That's one of Glasgow that's overthrown, and you see Ayla Ronald at the back. She's so good at just pouncing on that ball. Nicole Marlowe spots that there's a bit of space in behind that Glasgow winger. I think it's Skye Finster who's flat in the line. She notices there's a bit of space there, pops the ball up and under, but just unfortunately lost forward there from I think it was Rachel Phillips who tried to get her hand to it and pat it back. So it will be a Glasgow scrum on this near side, but nice bit of identification of space there from Nicole Marlowe.
I don't know if there's a bit of delay there on a bit of communication on the line out, or wary that Edinburgh are competing. Scrum for Glasgow. Glasgow know they've got to feed it. Backwards. And it's gone back. And it's a good carry.
Onside Edinburgh, back foot, good.
And this time Rihanna Dark, lovely kick through, but Kieran Bell's there on the counter attack.
Good.
Rihanna just fighting her way through. She does not give up. That's a fantastic run. Strong from Rihanna Dark at 9. What a kick and what a carry. And Holland Bogan following her example, getting a few extra yards.
No, you ripped it.
Megan Hyland just wanting to get in behind in that space. Poppy Fletcher with her fellow front row.
Back foot, good.
Katie Ainsworth wants that ball, just servicing that back line. And it goes in behind, and there's Poppy Mellenby, we've talked about it. And there's Claudia McLaren out in that right channel. Trying to get a few metres. Better attack here from Glasgow. Emma Coomber coming from depth.
You're not on the ball. Isolate the ball and lift, okay?
Good carry there. Katie Lindsay charging her way up to that 22. Great carry by the tight head. But Glasgow are going to have to service that breakdown. They're going to have to service it. but it's a little pop, and Nicole Flynn is quick to react and take it. And again, lovely carry there by Sophie Murphy. Great read from Nicole. In the 22, Poppy Fletcher. Can Glasgow keep their patience and keep their accuracy and not force the pass? But Edinburgh determined to make a mess of that breakdown. Glasgow have got to react to that.
Right, nothing then.
And it comes off, knocked back by Hannah Walker. Barry McNamara was just trying to out the door pass. Aileen McGilvery not giving up. Right on the foot of Hannah Walker. Lauren McGroty getting on the ball. And Glasgow again.
Oh, sorry.
Edinburgh turning over that ball, and Glasgow again trying to get that ball back. Katie Ainsworth, good field there. And here's Skye Finister. We know how dangerous she is. 5 drives for her name in this. And that's a high tackle by Kieran Bell. Penalty advantage for Glasgow.
Yeah.
Poppy Fletcher just trying to, and they've got that penalty. Toing and froing. Glasgow just maybe not forcing that last pass in the 22, but an opportunity here.
Yeah, Glasgow are getting caught short at every single ruck. They're not staying strong enough over the ball, and they're allowing that Edinburgh team to counter ruck. They're allowing them to disrupt it. They're allowing them to slow it down. Really nice bit of play here from Skye. She backs her pace to get round the outside of Kieran Bell. We've talked about that matchup already, and just unfortunate that Kieran just comes over the top of her on a seatbelt kind of shoulder tackle and gives away that penalty. But Glasgow, if they're wanting to convert this into points, have to resource their breakdown miles better than they are at the moment. They have to stay stronger over it, and they have to speed their ball up.
No obstruction, present when we come down.
Referee Sam O'Neill, just no obstruction when they come down. And as you say, Rachel, the breakdown is key here.
Is that a knock on? Thank you, Scott advantage.
And it's tidied up. Rihanna Dark on that ball. Sophie Murphy. Molly Pullman, Natasha Logan just making a mess of that. Slowing Glasgow's ball down and really making them work. Lovely hands there. Nicole Flynn. Surrounded by Hannah Ramsey, Rachel Phillips. Good defence here by Edinburgh.
You're playing it.
Hannah Ramsey's defence is really exceptional. Katie Lindsay here charging on.
Driven off. Back foot.
Still in Glasgow's hands, and again it's Sophie Murphy. Really committed now to this Warriors side, and it's a loose ball, just a little feet, little hands there, just getting in the way, a bit messy, and that's what we talked about.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that Edinburgh focused on this week. They've looked at Glasgow, they've looked at the way that they almost park themselves over that ruck. They get themselves set, and they're not looking up as to what's in front of them. They're not staying strong. They're staying in that tackle. You can see here Natasha Logan, Alison Wilson getting up there, and they're getting back to their feet. Once they've made that hit, they're getting back to their feet and staying in that fight there. They're just disrupting as much of Glasgow's ball as possible and forcing those little knock-ons on the floor. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that Edinburgh have looked at this week and said, do you know what, we're going to make an absolute mess of Glasgow's breakdown.
Britton Thunder did this last week to Glasgow, and Glasgow just, yeah, as you say, need to resource that breakdown. But Natasha Logan, top tackler in the league, and just showing her nous there. Nicole Marlowe's kick just not quite goes as far as she would have hoped. But yeah, definitely look like that's what they've been working on in training this week. I think they'll have seen the Britton Thunder type of game, just slowing Glasgow's ball down in that 22.
And that's how you stop the Glasgow team from attacking. They've got a fantastically fast back three. They've got brilliantly strong centres. You want to stop them getting quick ball. You want to slow it down as much as possible and make it hard for them to attack.
Again, it's turnover ball. Ayla Ronald alert at the back again. Glasgow going for that long ball. It's not a percentage ball, and it gives possession to Edinburgh. Now they're off on the left hand side. Hannah Ramsey looking for Hannah Walker, and it's just the judge she does not hear. The ears are pinned back.
That is harsh. I thought that was a beautifully weighted pass. Flat.
We'll see the replay, but it's been called back. But yeah, the ears were pinned back.
Yeah, when she gets her hands on the ball in that amount of space, there's no stopping her. And it's a beautiful read from Hannah Ramsey. You see her notice that defence of the Glasgow are fairly tight. Nicole Marlowe gives the ball to Hannah Ramsey, and that is a lovely pass. Her hands are backwards there. That's backwards. That's backwards.
I'm not sure on that. I think the referee. That's the position here. So it's a Glasgow scrum. But that, in terms of that link-up play, link up with Hannah Walker and Hannah Ramsey, much better today.
Yeah, miles better. We've talked about how dangerous Edinburgh's back three are. We've talked about how dangerous Glasgow's back three are. But we've not seen enough of it in this Celtic challenge, particularly from the Edinburgh team. So it's nice tonight that they've found their feet and are managing to get that link right.
Referee wants that reset. Edinburgh seem to have the nudge on at the moment.
Okay. Binds, both long binds on the body, not coming down, okay? We all drive straight.
Referee's instructions clear. Keep the long binds and keep the drive straight. But certainly there's power there coming from Edinburgh, but it's mainly been parity apart from a couple when Edinburgh have, in fact, the penalty earlier on.
Crouch.
Different front row today, but they've been practicing all the different combinations. And Glasgow want to use this ball from this attacking platform. Balls at the back. Rihanna Dara plays Ainsworth. Lovely take there. And Melleby comes into the line. And Skye Phillister hands up ball. And she's into the 22. Great tackle there by Matheson. And it's in touch. Great strike play by Glasgow Warriors and great defence there by the young Bethan Matheson.
You can see what Glasgow are trying to do. They're trying to get the ball into their wide players nice and early. My argument is they're not doing enough in the middle to suck in that Edinburgh defence. Edinburgh are able to get there in numbers. You see them coming across. Kieran Bell, Bethan Matheson just has to close that space, and it's one-on-one there with Skye Phillister. She does really, really well to make the tackle. Skye does really, really well, and she tries to get back to her feet. Kieran Bell in there, in that ruck, causing carnage once again, and that causes her to Skye Phillister's foot just to go into touch.
A lot of movement there. Natasha Logan and finds Ayla Ronald, who tidies up.
Oh, just watch that, Dan. Everything all right?
Alex Stewart trying to push her way through. Was at the World Cup last year. Lovely kick by Nicole Marlowe. It's just frustrating for Skye Phillister. She'll get the next one. That's just frustrating for her. She was coming forward, doing exactly the right things.
Yeah, that's really, really uncharacteristic from Skye. She's normally brilliant under high ball, but as you say, she's probably set her depth just a little bit too much for that, and she's having to come forward at some speed, just bounces off of her chest and unfortunately goes forward and rolls into touch. So she'll be frustrated at that, but hopefully she'll keep her head up. We're still to see yet more of her in this game. We know how dangerous she is. She just needs to get that opportunity.
4 tries in the Arnold Clark Premiership final for Stirling County. Absolute threat out in that left channel. Fantastic to have such excellent left wingers out in the pitch today, both Hannah Walker and Skye Phillister.
Bind. Set.
Emily Love with the put in at scrum half. Just growing into this game as her back's just trying to find some rhythm, which Hannah Ramsey's linking beautifully there with Rachel Phillips, and Alex Stewart bouncing off, and it's Nicole Marlowe in the attack. Edinburgh having a field day. Really good attack by Edinburgh. Just a little knock on there, and the referee just turned just as that happened. But lovely link-up play.
Yeah, really nice bit of piece play there from Edinburgh. You can see Glasgow are biting so hard on that 12 and 13. They're coming really, really hard, and that's just left a dog leg for Hannah Ramsey to go through. You see her eyes up here. She just goes straight through that gap. Gets that offload away to Rachel Phillips, who gets the offload away to Alex Stewart. Really, really nice bit of play there to get them in behind. Nicole Marlowe just gets caught here, but she manages to offload and keep the ball alive to Emily Love, who looks to move it. A really nice bit of play there from Edinburgh. Just a little bit of a forced pass in the end that's forced the knock on, but they'll be pleased with how they've settled into this game so far.
Yeah, really, that corner of the defence, they're really finding that seam, and just those little passes we talked about, they're managing to do.
Find this side. Same again. Yeah, same again.
Rachel Phillips just
Okay,
needing to
Bynes,
stretch her legs.
let's go.
Was on the bench last week, but making an impact today. She'll be hungry today.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
make sure you
She's been
maintain
playing her
that, okay?
rugby down at
Let's
Sale
go.
Sharks, and she's been brilliant for them when she's got the opportunity to play. So she'll be wanting lots of game time under her belt, which she's got in this Celtic Challenge, and putting her best foot forward for Scotland selection.
Fine.
That's what all the players out there today. Lots of things on the line today, but they've just got to play them and do their jobs right. Rihanna Darragh with the put in, but it's a huge shove again by Edinburgh. Rihanna just trying to find that ball, but it's out at the back. Emily Love, and it goes to the left. Again, that just final pass. Claudia McLaren with the tidy up for Glasgow Warriors.
Tackle. Push.
And that was a chance for Edinburgh there. Holland Bogan. Great carry there. Just Glasgow just trying to get some composure back.
One side.
It's just a high ball into the middle there. And it's a great take by Hannah Ramsey. Those long legs causing all sorts of trouble. Great run. Edinburgh with the ball. About 10 metres out. 2 metres out now from the 22, from Glasgow's 22. And they're looking to play left. Kat Moody again offering herself. Just a little pass again, just coming up. Just a bit too fast. If the Glasgow are going to come up, they've got to make their tackles. Alison Wilson with the carry. Pride know this is important.
Balls available, didn't slow it down.
2-3 minutes before half time, a crucial period of play for both teams.
No.
Strong clear out again by Molly Pullman.
She cleared out the first
Karate
tackle.
black belt really to the fore at the moment. Lots of energy tonight. Lovely pass by Rachel Phillips out to Alex Stewart again. Just can't be brought down. What a run by Alex Stewart. And an offload there to Lauren McGrosty deep into that 22. Claudia McLaren trying to read that defence.
Balls away, let go.
Alex Stewart in the carry again. Great running ruck there. Ayla Ronald with the lift. To Molly Pullman, her front row partner. Natasha Logan again, those lifts are working. But off feet there. Lovely lift by Edinburgh, but just adjust to be off feet.
Glasgow are really, really lucky there in terms of the momentum that Edinburgh are building. Edinburgh just been penalised from sealing off that ruck. They've not the support players that have got to stay on their feet when they're rucking over, and they've just closed that gap, not allowing Glasgow to steal the ball or to counter ruck. So that's what they've been penalised there for. But really nice bit of play there from Edinburgh. They're stretching them. They're going through the middle. They're finding gaps left, right and centre. This is a fantastic bit of play here. You see Nicole Marlowe feeds the ball out wide. We get it into the hands of Alex Stewart. She just glides through that gap. Unfortunately, Poppy Melby just isn't, I think it was Gemma Thompson, sorry, isn't able to make that tackle. And Alex Stewart manages to get her hands free and give that ball to Lauren McGotty. Watch her now. She gets back to her feet. She then carries the ball again. We've not really talked an awful lot about Alex Stewart in this Celtic Challenge. She's got multiple Scotland caps under her belt, and she is such a workhorse, and it was clear to see in that passage of play just how much she wants to put her foot forward, as we've talked about, for that Scotland selection.
Yeah, 17 caps to her name. Came off the bench in every World Cup game last year, but made her impact 2 years ago in Wales at Cardiff Arms Park. That was her first cap and made a real impact to the breakdown. But it was her carries tonight that's making the impact.
And probably more than anything, where you see her is she's the typical back row who's in the wide channels. She spends quite a lot of her time in attack, standing out there, finding opportunities when she can to get her hands on ball and break through tackles in the wide channels.
Clearance kick come off Edinburgh, and Glasgow get the line out. I think Glasgow are overplaying that line out at the moment. I think they're conscious of the threat of Logan and Ferry and are doing the long ball, but I think that's putting themselves under pressure because their line out to Bogan has been Holland Bogan has been so effective. Top taker in the line out.
Yeah, exactly, and as you say, I do think they're just overcomplicating it and not getting it right.
There was no competition there, so Glasgow are allowed, even though it wasn't straight, to play on.
Makes it back, good. Oh, sorry, Nine, you all right?
Glasgow just trying to tidy things up. And McNamara with the kick. Bethan Masson quite happy to take responsibility for that high ball. Dunfermline product now at Harriet, and again those short passes are working over the head, and Kieran Bell again on the charge. Lovely play by Kieran Bell. Has been in the wider squad for the Scotland team. Not capped yet, but I'm sure that will soon change. Lovely play.
Backwards.
And again, Rachel Phillips tidying up. That's better. Better work at the breakdown by Glasgow. They know they need to be physical. Megan Hyland getting...
Tackle! Edinburgh, hands away! All hands away!
Edinburgh getting told hands away, and it's a Glasgow ball. Dark to Lindsay. Lindsay takes route one. And it's a strong carry, but again, Edinburgh at the breakdown.
5. You've rolled the player out. You need to drive them out. I'm not letting them go quick, so I was explaining.
So referee explaining there. Didn't like the roll.
Didn't like the roll. I think it's Sophie Murphy. We know how strong the Edinburgh back row are over the ball. So Sophie's arrived to that ruck a little bit late, and I think it's Alex Stewart who's over the ball. She's not managed to get underneath her, so what she's had to do is she's had to roll her, and unfortunately I think she's caught her around the neck, and it's just unfortunately rolled her out. That's illegal. You're not allowed to clear people out like that, and that's why it's an Edinburgh penalty.
Yeah.
And just on the stroke of half time, it looks like they are going for post Nicole Marlowe.
Probably something that Edinburgh will have talked about. Composure and consistency. Keep that scoreboard ticking over. 40 minutes played, we're going into half time. Much rather go into half time 13-0 up than 10-0 up. So sensible play there from Edinburgh.
Marlowe.
15.
Just a bit low. No penalty. And the referee calls for half time. An exciting half. Glasgow playing well, but Edinburgh with their tails up. 2 tries. Hannah Walker the first try, and second try to Bethan Matheson. Glasgow with some entries into the Edinburgh 22, but Edinburgh with exciting breaks, and Alex Stewart in particular, and Kieran Bell and Hannah Ramsey to the fore.
Yeah, exactly. They've run some absolutely outstanding breaks, have Edinburgh. They've managed to get the offloads away. They've managed to go around the outside of Glasgow. Glasgow, as you say, they have entered that Edinburgh 22. They've not been strong enough over ball. They've not been consistent enough, and they've not managed to keep possession. So frustrating first half for Glasgow. Has it just been that actually there's a huge occasion. They've got an opportunity to get into a semi-final here. So have they just let those nerves creep into the game?
And the half-time score is Glasgow 0, Edinburgh 10. With just a replay of the first half. But some strong carries here from Edinburgh. The try came out wide, but it was the carries. It was the carries in the midfield.
Yeah, that was the break through the middle to begin with. They then hit it up nice and tight to allow them to suck in that Glasgow defence before they released the ball out wide. Emily Love here, you see her just constructing and instrumenting her forwards what to do. Nicole Marlowe, lovely ball, and then Bethan Matheson gives the ball to Hannah Walker, who goes over in the corner. Nice bit of play from Edinburgh to get them on their first score on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Bethan Matheson only her first start last week. And here's Kieran Bell, just look at that tackle, look at that run. That's a great bit of rugby from both players.
Yeah, massively so, and it also highlights never give up. Skye Fimster has been beaten on the outside, but she dives. She manages to make Kieran stumble, which allows Briar time to get across.
Yeah, great defensive play. But Kat Moody, so impressive as well. We talked about her rugby league background. She is Scottish qualified. Second year at Edinburgh University, has come up from Sussex. Mum from Dundee. And is really creating the go forward along with Alex Stewart.
Yeah, and then this is that fantastic break here from Rihanna Darroch. She's so strong. She's not your typical scrum half. She's probably a bit more physical than you'd normally like them to come, but she does it with dominance. She dominates that contact area. She's brilliant in attack and defence, and that was a cracking break from her.
Yeah, Rihanna Darroch can play other positions, centre as well. Maybe in her later years a hooker, because she's absolutely strong as an ox. But lovely play here from Edinburgh. That interplay, that offloading, fantastic. So half-time score here at Scotstoun for the derby. Glasgow Warriors 0, Edinburgh Rugby 10 with 2 tries. We've now got highlights of last week's match. Glasgow Warriors against Britton Thunder, played at Scotstoun last Saturday. We'll be back for the second. Getting Britton into good positions. Her kicking is really exceptional, especially last week at Parky Scarlets when the weather was not so good. Great take there by Bradman Metcalf, just at the back of that line out. Nice release ball there, out there, and Lisa Neumann's out in that wing, coming down that left wing channel. Strong runner, evades the tackle, and evades the tackle of Robin Allen, and it's a strong finish there by Lisa Neumann, with Glasgow not able to make their tackles.
That was great play. That's exactly what the likes of our coaches want to see. That transition of a set piece move from training, executed perfectly to getting that ball in the wide channel and giving the likes of Lisa Neumann just a nice 50-metre channel to work in, and just showing her ability with that handoff. Absolute piston she's got there.
Yeah, she's got her own personal training, but she's real strength there just to finish that hand out. But it was the hands in the middle, Molly Wilkinson as well at 13, just getting able to release those outside backs.
Yeah, it's just their ability to put so much width on the ball, and the fact that none of the players... Stay down.
That's a good take there. And here's Courtney Keat deep into the Warriors 22. Lockwood's looking, and there's a lovely tip pass there. Gwen Crabb. Good clear out, and again Stella Oren on the hard carry. And here's Lockwood just offloading there to Chanel Williams. She's in a fine form today. And it goes out right. Hannah Marshall just putting it out to Seren Singleton, in that comes right off her left wing and scores in the right wing. Fantastic score. Seren Singleton scoring Britton's second try.
That was just really good build-up play in terms of Britton Thunder, just bringing the tempo, building it phase after phase. So it meant Glasgow were really struggling to get themselves round in a defensive position that was allowing them to get off the line, and it just meant that they were able to get numbers. And that pass by Hannah Marshall just fires straight across there.
Lovely
Sky
pass.
Fimster's in no man's land there. She's trying to figure out, am I going to bite in, am I going to stay out? But just the sheer speed of pass across the front there just beat her, and it just allows Seren Singleton to walk that one across the line.
Hannah Marshall kicking off, and Lee Darroch takes it superbly well. Charge down.
Play.
And it's the chase on. And she gets to it first. What a try by Molly Wilkinson. Glasgow trying something different there, but Molly Wilkinson racing for the ball, the loose ball from the charge down, and scoring Britton's third try.
Definitely barely got ourselves sorted for that start of the second half there, and already under the post, not under the post, over the try line. But yeah, Darroch done really well to catch that ball on the run, but tried to go for a little cute chip over the top, but just didn't quite execute that well enough. And then it was just a charge in, and it was a sheer foot race at that point, I think, to get there and try and beat the ball before it went past the dead ball line.
And Molly Wilkinson was alert to it all day long. And again, Lockwood. Lovely pass out. Molly Wilkinson, Neumann there with the hands, and Mabley Evans, and that is the bonus point try, and a very important try for Britton Thunder. Mabley Evans with the fourth try for Britton Thunder. Superb hands.
Yeah, that was, like you say, really clinical, nice hands, just getting and giving and just executing those little 2v1s as they went across there, and just managing to get that space up that 5-metre channel. They seem to be getting a lot of currency in those wide channels and stretching Glasgow Warriors, especially after there's been a couple of hit-up phase from Natalia John and the like. But again, the fact Seren Lockwood's taking the ball a little bit means she's engaged people, and then Sky Femister bites in, and it leaves Robin Smythe having to make a decision, and unfortunately it just wasn't the right one there in terms of Mabley was able to just get herself over in the corner. leaving another difficult conversation here for Hannah Marshall.
Oh, and it's just off the crossbar and not quite gone over. So the score at the moment is Glasgow Warriors 3, Britton Thunder 20. But a free run. Glasgow need to get that kick chase. Great play there by Imogen Spence. Continuing to work against her fella. And there's the snipe. We know what could happen. And there's the snipe. And it's a fantastic try there by Sarah Lockwood. 5th try for Britton Thunder. Outstanding play.
We've seen her do that in the first half. She liked a little snipe earlier, but again, she must have seen a little picture there where that first defender has just gone and went out towards the 10, so she spotted the gap, and she's just so explosive and so quick to just snipe round and see that. But it was just such good interplay between the two front row there, wasn't it, Heather?
Yeah, absolutely. Great take there, and it's just get a bit of momentum in there. She absolutely looks.
Yeah, I noticed that Emily Cooper's just had gone a little bit too wide before the ball had been played, and that gap was there for her to take, and then she's just managed to use her speed and footwork to get around Robin Smythe there at 15, and it's a pretty healthy lead, you'd say, that Britton Thunder have at the minute. Yeah, conversion good. So it's Glasgow Warriors 3, Britton Thunder 27 with those 5 tries and the conversion good there. Sarah Lockwood, Jess Rogers with the tackle there. Glasgow have some momentum in their space out wide if the ball can get there. And it's a lovely set of play, and it's Hannah Smythe with the try. Superb hands, and what a break by Megan Hyland. Hannah Smythe with the try. Again, I think it's the first time we've seen Glasgow properly go for their maul. We know it's been a strength of theirs over the Celtic Challenge so far. So it was really good to see them actually. I think we could hear Holland Bogan saying, keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. But then it was just great by Megan Hyland noticing the time was on to split, and then it was just into their face play attack in the 22, noticing when the time was on to spread it wide. Katie Ames versus Gibbs, and then it's just great hands, worked on that inside, and then just releasing Robin Smythe on the edge to score there. Really important. It's a good scrum by Britton. And Singleton's on the loop round. And it's a finish by Tromans in the corner for Britton's 6th try. Ellie Tromans with Britton's 6th try. Great scrum and great feed by Singleton. Again, like we said, it's using their strengths, their set piece, their scrum, especially in the second half, has been in the ascendancy, a really stable platform to play off. And then it was just really smart, simple, clinical stuff, using that short side to then just score in the corner there. Again, if you're a defensive coach for Glasgow Warriors, you must be so frustrated, because again, that's really simple stuff. A first phase of a set piece, it shouldn't be that easy for anyone to be scoring that. Kubra, ball in hand. Good tackle there by Williams on Kubra. Ainsworth directing the traffic, saying go the short line. And here's McNamara, lovely, and it's just into touch. And that's so tough for Glasgow. And Mary Pringle, the referee, blows her whistle for full time. And it's Glasgow Warriors 10 at full time, Britton Thunder 32. 1 try to 6 tries. Glasgow Warriors 1 penalty as well. But excellent play by Britton Thunder. 4 tries in that second half. A variety of play that was difficult to live with, and their defence all came from that defence in the first half as well, Lisa. Welcome back to the action here at Scotstoun for the second half of Glasgow Warriors against Edinburgh in round 10 of the 3rd Celtic Challenge. It's Glasgow Warriors 0, Edinburgh 10. Edinburgh 2 tries, Hannah Walker and Bethan Matheson, a missed penalty. So it's 0 Glasgow, Edinburgh 10. And tomorrow we've got the Wolfhounds against the Clovers at 3 o'clock, and Britton against Gowalia at Parky Scarlets on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Rachel, big second half coming up. Edinburgh tails up, finished well last week, got those 2 tries. Glasgow need to get that win for that play to be in contention for the semi-final spots.
Yeah, and something we've talked a lot about is that Glasgow are a team who like to score points. This is uncharacteristic of them. They've got themselves in the right places, they've got themselves into the 22, and we've talked a lot about actually Edinburgh are making it a really difficult difficult task for them. They're not staying strong over ball, and Edinburgh are disrupting that as much as they can. Glasgow need to reset, they need to go into the change rooms, they need to park that first half, and they need to come back out here and want to play. They have to be more physical, they have to be more commanding, and they have to get the ball into the right area of the pitches and play a bit more structure, build their into their game, suck in some of those Edinburgh defenders before they look to go wide. They had a couple of opportunities where they probably went wide too quickly, and they got turned over in the wide channels because they aren't resourcing the rucks, as we've mentioned. So we need that Glasgow team, if they have got any hope of getting themselves into that semi-final, they need to park that first half and come out in the second half all guns blazing.
Because Glasgow are getting into the 22, it's just keeping the composure and, as you say, resourcing that ruck. But Edinburgh are so impressive out wide.
Yeah, exactly. And Edinburgh have had really, really good breaks. They've talked a lot about the offloading ability. We talked about Hannah Ramsey. This crowd is fantastic. I can't hear you here, Heather. It's a nightmare.
We've got the mascot like getting involved with the tune. It's Country Road, I think they're playing. Look at this. Brilliant to have this atmosphere for this derby match.
Yeah, exactly. There's loads of travel and support here. There's loads of Glasgow fans. You can see the mascot giving it absolute yaldi here. You've even got the stewards getting involved. I'm pretty sure there's a girl down here at the bottom who's getting right into it. So, no, a fantastic atmosphere here. Can Glasgow use that as the 16th man? Can they use that to build a bit of momentum into this second half?
Hannah Walker, number 11, try scorer of that first try. Captain of Edinburgh leads her team out. Excellent play by Edinburgh in that first half. I think they really achieved what they were practicing on in training this week. And Glasgow, out they come. Massive second half, as you said. They'll have reset at half time. Millie Warren is on, number 21. She is on. Holland Bogan leading out the team. Massive half to get the finer details right and not force those passes.
Yeah, and we talked about what wasn't working for them. We noticed in that first half that Edinburgh had the upper hand in the scrum. You can see there's been two changes to that front row. They've brought on Aisha Sutcliffe and they've brought on Imogen Spence to bring a bit more oomph to that scrum. As you mentioned, Millie Warren, she's leading point scorer for Glasgow. So let's see what she can bring into this second half.
Yeah, certainly some changes in that front row. Edinburgh, Molly Pullman and Ayla Ronald and Alison Wilson strong in that front row for Edinburgh. But amid the noise and everything, players have got to use that and keep their composure and keep clinical. Brian McNamara with the kickoff. Ball goes back. And Poppy Mellenby manages to pop back up. Good take by her. Good carry, ball goes left. Ainsworth to McNamara. That's a great match up there between Hannah Ramsey and Brian McNamara, fighting for every inch, both of them. Aisha Sutcliffe on replacement hooker. Strong player, has been playing really, really well during this championships. Ball goes back, out of Hannah Walker's hands. And Glasgow have it. Ball's available. And again, Aisha Sutcliffe. Impact off that bench. It's exactly what Lindsay Smith will be wanting from her. And again, Alison Wilson, Natasha Logan just spoiling everything. And it's turnover ball for Edinburgh. And again, it's the counter ruck, but it's free. Ball's free. Sophie Murphy first to react. Great take by Sophie Murphy. Has she got the legs? Has she got the power? She has. What a start to the second half by Glasgow Warriors. Try Sophie Murphy.
Yeah,
all power.
I'm not sure what was said at half time, but Glasgow have come out looking like a different team. They are carrying hard. They are clearing defenders out of the way, and it was a really good bit of reaction here. Edinburgh were in there, they were trying to disrupt it. Sophie Murphy quick on it, she picks that ball up, and she's such a strong ball carrier, and she manages to get over for her team's first score in this match.
Millie Warren with the conversion. 34 points to her name so far. And it's a lovely conversion by Millie. Straightforward for her, but a crucial one. Glasgow Warriors 7, Edinburgh 10.
And after having it been so much of Edinburgh in that first half, you see here Sophie Murphy, a good bit of footwork there. She just stands Lauren McGrotty up. It goes round the outside of her, and then a really strong, powerful play there. She manages, she's got Bethan Matheson and Nicole Marlowe holding on to her, and she still manages to get over the line.
Knock on.
Nicole Marlowe with the restart. And it's Sophie Murphy again. Takes it and sets it up. Emily Kubra just managing to get the ball away there. Great take by Nicole Marlowe. That's a lovely take on the high ball by Nicole Marlowe of Edinburgh. Edinburgh in possession. Molly Poulin with the carry. Poppy Fletcher, Imogen Spence. Trying to slow things down. Edinburgh have got penalty advantage here. And again, it's a stand-up play, it's a release. Hannah Walker again. And they'll go back for the penalty.
Yeah, you
Offside.
can see here, I think it's Imogen Spence. She just gets too excited about getting off that line and hitting Molly Pullman that she's 1 or 2 steps in front of that offside line. So good spot there from the referee. You can see the intensity that this Glasgow team want to play with. They want to get up off the line. They want to get in Edinburgh's faces. This is a spark that we didn't see in that first half. They've just got to make sure that they're doing it legally and not allowing Edinburgh into their half through the penalties.
I think Poppy Fletcher was stepping up as well. Exactly, I think at half-time they'll just have had a chat, reminded themselves what they've become here to do. A semi-final spot is on the line.
2 meters.
And the ball goes back. Great take by Edinburgh.
Backwards.
Edinburgh just trying to slow that ball down now. Slowing down Kat Moody is no mean feat.
Lost now.
And again, Hannah Ramsey, ball in hand, looking for any sort of space. Good pick up again by Kat Moody, but better defence there.
Tackle.
Aisha Sutcliffe so strong, number 16.
Ball's there. Let it go.
Can play prop or
no,
hooker.
16, don't touch.
Glasgow tool to leave it. And again, that inside ball. Those little pop passes. Lovely pass there. Hannah Ramsey again, the recipient.
Back into the 9, slow the ball down.
And Edinburgh penalty advantage. Glasgow rolling back into 9. Gives them an opportunity here. Lovely release ball. And again, Hannah Ramsey. She waits for that defence to come up. And we'll go back for that penalty.
Yeah, nice bit of interplay here from Nicole Marlowe and Hannah Ramsey. They play with each other at club at Watsonians, and you can see that Nicole knows that she's on her inside. She knows that Hannah Ramsey's on her inside. She gets over that gain line really, really well. But then Glasgow, they haven't rolled away. They're slowing that Edinburgh ball down, but they're slowing it down illegally by lying in the way, not allowing Emily Love to get to that ball. So another penalty. This is something that Glasgow are going to need to watch. They're going to need to watch their discipline. That's 2 penalties early on, and it just invites this Edinburgh team into their half to play.
And Edinburgh have chosen scrum penalty here. It was working in the first half. Gives them a strong position here, just on the 10-metre line.
A 4-2 split here in Edinburgh backs. They've got 2 on that open side, well, 2 on that far side on the blind side, and they've got 4 on this open side. Glasgow matched them 2 for 3 with Poppy Mellon being in the backfield, so it'll be interesting to see what launch Edinburgh decide to go for here.
So the backs are stacked that way. Meanwhile, the referee's just resetting the scrum here with the forwards. New front row here, just settling in.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
It's a better scrum by both sides. And it's gone down, but the referee says play on. Again, Nicole Marlowe just finding Hannah Ramsey there, and it's a great take by Hannah Walker. Lovely play. And it's interplay there, but it just, Rachel Phillips just can't quite keep that ball from Hannah Ramsey. Lovely strike play there by Edinburgh.
Advantage over.
Advantage over, and Brian McNamara manages to clear. But good strike play.
Yeah, really nice strike play from Edinburgh. We've talked about Hannah Walker and how her ability to offload. You watch her here, she fights it behind, but she manages to get her hands free. And who better to be on her shoulder than Hannah Ramsey? Just unfortunate there, that doesn't quite go to the hands of Rachel Phillips, but really nice bit of play there from Edinburgh.
5. Was that 5 then? Yeah.
Edinburgh have the line out.
Who's your receiver? Are you receiver or bringing someone else in? Wait. Okay.
Glasgow just getting their line out organised. Great take there by Alex Stewart. That was real speed off the ground. That's exactly what they'll be looking for. It takes 3 Glasgow players to bring down Hannah Ramsey in that midfield. Ayla Ronald with the carry. But that's what they're wanting. They want to slow that down. They're wanting to put the numbers in, and they've talked about that at half-time.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's unfortunate there. I think Ayla Ronald's really quite high going into that contact. That just invites those Glasgow players to get underneath the ball. They've hit nice and hard underneath that ball, and as she's gone to deck, they've managed just to dislodge it and force that knock on the ground. So height into contact, if you're going to carry that hard midfield, you have to get your height a little bit lower, bring a bit more power behind it, but also you secure yourself from getting knocked that ball out of your hands from underneath.
Imogen Spence of Glasgow Warriors and Alison Wilson under the watchful eye of the referee on the side.
Bind. Set.
Good scrum and good take by Emily Kubra. First time she's had a go off the back. Nice play.
No one there.
And Holland Bogan in. Good clear there by Millie Warren. Physicality is going to be key in this half, and it's gone back. Poppy Mellenby puts the kick in, but it's well taken. Nicole Marlowe there. Under.
You could have played.
No, referee says play on. And Edinburgh have the ball. And again, Hannah Ramsey just buys herself time, draws the defence onto her.
No.
But Glasgow are competing more and resourcing that breakdown. Great carry by Molly Pullman there. Lovely carry, so strong. So prominent in that first half.
Hold wait. Thank you.
Ball goes back to Rihanna Darragh. She'll have another go. We saw what she's capable of in that loose in the first half. Can carry and can kick. Imogen Spence, young prophet, number 18, coming on for Glasgow Warriors to make an impact. And the space is on out wide. Millie Warren feeding Briar McNamara. Great tackle there. Kieran Bell. And again, Aisha Sutcliffe on the 22. And it's a messy breakdown.
Thrown over the ball. Number 2 could win.
Bit of a mess there, Rachel.
Yeah, it was. And again, Glasgow, they are not staying strong enough over that ball. They are struggling a little bit in terms of that side of things, but this is an absolutely cracking handoff here from Nicole Marlowe. Chip over the top from Poppy Mellenby, and then she just sits down and she says, sit down please. Poppy does really, really well to manage to hold on, but really nice bit of play there from Nicole Marlowe.
Showing her strength.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And you can see there's Ayla Ronald. She does so well to get in there. I think it's Natasha Logan who's managed to cause Sophie Murphy to have to come in the side and clear it out. So good bit of play there from Edinburgh. Great defence.
Katie Ainsworth kicking deep into the 22 there. But again, Nicole Marlowe quite happy on that ball, quite happy taking people on. And it's getting physical out there. Both sides going to have to up their game, find the spaces. And again,
No.
referee says leave it. Edinburgh still in possession. Good take there by Del Ferry. Played every minute for Edinburgh, started every game. And again, ball being moved to Emily Love. Lauren McGroty just needing some support. It's just at the bottom of the feet there. And there's a knock on. Glasgow in possession now.
Make sure you come in the back.
And Poppy Fletcher.
Ow.
Just hesitating slightly because she knows she's running into Ayla Ronald. Being penalised there. Glasgow penalty advantage. Holland Bogan setting Glasgow up.
You got advantage now if you need it.
Katie Ainsworth over the top it goes. And Glasgow but go back for that penalty.
Yeah, Katie Ainsworth knew that she had that penalty advantage. We've talked about how much Edinburgh are trying to disrupt that Glasgow ball. You can see it here. Unfortunately, Ayla Ronald is off her feet when she's doing so, and the referees deemed that illegally so. So you can see how strong they're carrying. You see Natasha Logan, she gets in there, she makes herself so difficult, she makes herself so strong. Sophie Murphy not able to get her out of the way, and she just slows down that ball. Glasgow aren't able to get any attacking platform because they're not getting momentum, they're not getting over the gain line, but they're not getting any quick ball to recycle from. So it's great defence. Edinburgh have done their homework as to how to slow down this Glasgow team, and thus far are succeeding. But there's only 3 points in this game, and there's still 25 minutes to play.
Absolutely, and a fantastic match up there. That breakdown you just talked about, Natasha Logan against Sophie Murray, the two number 5s, real clash at that breakdown. They were not giving an inch. Yeah, and they definitely, both of them play very similarly. They're both really strong ball carriers. They're also brilliant in terms of their line-out steals, their line-out setup, and they play very similarly. So a fantastic matchup. We talked about Adele Ferry and Holland Bogan, but as you mentioned, the other pairing in the second row are also just as formidable. Absolutely. But Glasgow tails up, I would say. Great start to the second half. Edinburgh trying to slow them down, but Glasgow in possession.
And they're spending more time in this Edinburgh half than they did do in the first half. So can they now get down into the 22 and stay there?
But the kick's not quite gone to plan, and they know to leave it. And that's tough for Brian McNamara and for Glasgow.
She's not been great, which again is uncharacteristic for her. She's normally really solid off the boot, particularly from hand into touch from those penalties. So she'll be frustrated with that one in particular. That was an opportunity for Glasgow to get into that Edinburgh 22.
Yeah, just probably trying to get one or two more yards. Probably safety first, just to get field position. So it now hands a scrum to Edinburgh. And Edinburgh know that's a massive turnover there. Alex Stewart there urging on her front row. Alex Stewart saying, come on Ali. Alison Wilson doing a power of work at that loose head position, number 1 for Edinburgh. Bit of an unsung, doing a power of work, starting most of the matches.
Bind. Set.
But Imogen Spence, both of them just going down there.
Tight head collapse.
I think that was 50-50, but Edinburgh have it.
Thank you, 13.
And Poppy Mellenby. And we'll go back to that penalty. That was tough there, because it actually looked like Alison Wilson just hinged slightly before Imogen Spence, and there's a bit of afters there, but we'll go back for the penalty.
Yeah, Edinburgh's scrum has been good so far. A really solid platform, and they've won multiple penalties for it. So they will be looking to use that probably a bit more to just set a decent platform for their backs to attack from.
So one kick that didn't go according to plan, and one scrum that didn't go according to plan. Possession and territory back now with Edinburgh.
And that's 55 metres into their own half that Glasgow are now, as opposed to having a line out on the 5 metre line. So they'll be frustrated at that, but it's these small margins in games like this that are the difference between winning and losing. They have to get those things right.
Fine margins, Edinburgh line out. Great take by Adele Ferry. Emily Love finds Nicole Marlowe, who's increasingly growing in confidence in this game. And lovely take by Matheson coming into the line. Ball's loose. And Millie Warren reacts first. Lovely pick up there by Millie Warren.
Onside.
She too has really grown during this championships. Great take there by Poppy Fletcher. And again coming left. Holland Bogan just trying to find out in the wide. And Skye Phimister will want to get her hands on the ball for it. There was a knock on there. Again, that pressure from the Edinburgh defence, just forcing that mistake and that knock on.
Good jackal, we've got a knock on here. So
we'll go back for that.
To scrum.
We'll just take a look. That's frustrating for Skye.
Yeah, massively frustrating. We've not seen an awful lot of her in this game so far, and when she has got the ball, unfortunately that Edinburgh defence has been in her face. She's not had any space to move. Ball comes across here, and you can see unfortunately she just knocks it on. It gives Kat Moody the opportunity to counter attack. So frustrating there from Glasgow. They're doing better at moving the ball and keeping the ball safe, but when they get into those wide channels, it's just unfortunate errors that are creeping into their game.
But we know what a threat Skye. We said 4 tries in the Premiership final, 5 tries in this competition. So as the game goes on in the last 20, that's more our game, and the spaces start to open up.
Bind. Set.
Strong scrum by both.
Clapped.
And again,
Advantage.
Edinburgh winning that penalty. Key scrum penalties to date for Edinburgh. Superb take, great timing there by Hannah Walker. Really good coming into that line. And again, Adele Ferry. Imogen Spence trying to slow it down. Lovely chip over the top. And it's a great take there. And again, it's Hannah Ramsey. But just knocks that on. But they have advantage, which they'll go back for. And again, it's for that scrum penalty.
Yeah, nice bit of play there from Edinburgh.
Just this side, wasn't it?
You can see here, really nice bit of play out the back. Gives that ball, gets the ball into Hannah Walker's hands early. The nice change of line for her. She just sits Poppy Mellenby up. Great scramble defence though to get back, but really nice bit of play there from Edinburgh to get to get over the game line on the outside. And then this was a brilliant bit of play here from Nicole Marlowe. She knows she's got the scrum penalty advantage. Just that chip over the top. Her and Hannah Ramsey are coming through at pace onto it, and their communication between the two of them. They know where each other are. Hannah Ramsey just picks that up out of the sky and gets over the game line again. So nice bit of play there from Edinburgh. They'll take confidence from that.
We talked about Hannah Ramsey's running, but I'd like to point out that pass to Hannah Walker, beautifully weighted. Like if you're playing another sport, that's exactly the kind of pass you'd want. Great movement from Hannah Walker to get it, but the vision to play it.
To get there. Hannah Ramsey, she's fantastic at 12, but naturally is probably more of a 10. Her distribution, her handling and her accuracy of pass is fantastic. So she sees the gap, she notices where the space is, and she has the ability to get the ball there quickly and accurately. So really nice bit of play there, and you can see Hannah Walker just changes her line to come in and beats Poppy Mellenby on the inside. Yeah, fantastic bit of play there from Hannah Ramsey.
So 2 scrum penalties, and Edinburgh are in the 22. So massive set piece for them to drive them into that 22, and good kick there by Hannah Ramsey. Edinburgh will go quick. And again, it's Adele Ferry, the go-to ball, the banker ball for Edinburgh.
4 out now. Good. 8 out. 8. 16 out. 16.
Again, Aisha Sutcliffe told to leave it. And it's Alex Stewart with the ball at the back. Good maul by Edinburgh. And again, driving forward, Ayla Ronald. Scored against Glasgow last time at the Hive. And again, Edinburgh with the penalty advantage. Getting these penalties. Fighting for every metre. And it's gone right. And Nicole Marlowe changes direction. She's just short. Kat Moody gives the ball to straighten up. Give it to the powerhouse. But again, Glasgow holding them up. It's gone right. Lovely pass. Great intercept. But we're going back for the penalty. Great read there by Skye Phimister.
Yeah, coming back for the penalty. Glasgow just not releasing. They're trying to slow the ball down. They're trying to not let Edinburgh get quick ball, but illegally so, unfortunately, and just giving away another penalty.
We'll wait for number 4. It'll be a scrum. We'll put time off. We're waiting for 4.
And unsurprisingly, Edinburgh opting at the penalty to go for the scrum. 2 scrum penalties in a row there, and they know they've got dominance. They're showing a good picture to the referee.
Yeah, exactly, and they'll be keen here probably to keep the ball in as long as possible, give themselves that penalty advantage, and then their backs can play. Will we see a cross field? Will we see a little chip over the top? Will we see them do something when they know that they've got that penalty advantage to play for? So big scrum here. Glasgow need to keep their discipline in this part of the field, otherwise there's going to be more points on the board for Edinburgh.
Angle. Make sure we drive straight, okay?
And a substitution for Glasgow. Hannah Smythe is on.
Straight, okay?
And the referee there just reminding both sides what he's wanting to see at this crucial scrum, just on the 60-minute mark. Glasgow Warriors 7, Edinburgh 10.
Fine.
Emily Love with the boot in.
Set.
Good scrum by both. Glasgow holding, and it's an absolutely massive take to Kat Moody, and it's a carbon copy of the try she scored last week at the Hive for Edinburgh. Edinburgh's 3rd try, Kat Moody off the base of that scrum.
Yeah, we know how strong a ball carrier is. We talked about her in the pre-match build-up. She's come from rugby league. She is so strong in that short quarters. You see her here control the ball really well, spots the gap. That fend's nice and strong, but it's the leg drive through the contact that gets her over the line. Really nice bit of play there from Kat Moody.
Yeah, she scored a try like that 3 minutes in last week against the Clovers. Set Edinburgh up, and the Clovers came back, but just showing her strength off the base of that scrum. She played 6 as well, but I think 8 is definitely her position.
Yeah, definitely. The way that she comes off scrums like that, yeah, definitely think that she's best placed at number 8.
Nicole Marlowe with the conversion. And it's a super conversion. Absolutely outstanding conversion by Nicole Marlowe.
You're subbing 10. You're subbing, yeah.
Had 2 hard ones, but great conversion by Nicole Marlowe. 17 points for Edinburgh. Score on the 62-minute mark. Glasgow Warriors 7, Edinburgh 17. Just
yeah,
that replay
you
again.
see this replay again here. We just see how strong Kat Moody is there. 5 metres out, you're not going to stop her. Keeps those legs pumping and drives through that contact to get more points on the board for this Edinburgh team.
Are we getting someone else on?
So changes, so Hannah Smythe is on that left wing for Skye Femister. And we've got Ailey Ronald coming off, and Kaylee Fraser coming on, number 16, Ayla Ronald. They'll want to manage her minutes on return from injury. Well played, Ayla. Played her part in those scrum pens and carries. There, it's physical out there. And again, Adele Ferry with the carry. So reliable at the line out, but also in the carry. It's gone back. Molly Pullman's managed to keep it. She's still out there, the tight head. Great play. Crucial to Edinburgh's scrum penalties at the moment. Glasgow will need to score to give himself a fighting chance, and there's a lovely offload with Hannah Smythe just being bundled into touch there. And we've got number 22 on as well. That was Lisa Brown making that great tackle there, number 22.
Yeah, Lisa Brown's come on for Nicole Marlowe, so imagine everybody in that Edinburgh backline has moved in. Hannah Ramsey moving to 10. I'd imagine Lisa Brown will be playing 12 with Rachel Phillips at 13. Might be the other way around, but really nice covering tackle there from Lisa Brown. You could see what Briar McNamara wanted to do. She wanted to draw in those Edinburgh defenders and give Smythe as much opportunity as possible to go, but great cover tackle from Lisa Brown.
And it's Rachel Phillips on the carry. She's coming for the short one.
Not on the ball. No, don't touch it. Good. Good decision.
And again, Kaylee Fraser on her first carry. Glasgow just trying to knock her down. Holland Bogan talking to the referee. Great captain's role there.
Tackle had rolled out enough. Holding on.
Edinburgh holding on.
Let the ball go.
Glasgow's penalty.
Yeah.
You see there how much confidence Glasgow take from those sorts of tackles. They've managed to get a double shot on Kaylee Fraser. Watch this here. They get up and underneath. It's Fiona. It's Freya Walker and Emily Kubra, I think, who managed to get underneath Kaylee Fraser. That dominance hit puts Edinburgh support players on the back foot. That then allows them to get Glasgow to get over the ball, stay nice and strong, and manage to win that turnover and give themselves an opportunity to play into that Edinburgh 22.
Emily Kubra, only 19, has played every minute for Glasgow at number 8, which is really, truly a massive, just shows her commitment and her resilience at such a young age.
Yeah, and she's brilliant. She's a fantastic ball carrier, but it's her defensive work that sets her out from the rest. She's everywhere. She's making tackles. Really, really good from her.
No, well, time's coming back on now, so.
Colin Bogan just clarifying a few things with the referee there. Sam O'Neill. Time is back on. And Briar McNamara just misses. Touch again, but there's a great chase this time from Hannah Smythe.
No, hands away,
and Hannah Ramsey under pressure just on her try line.
Yeah, it's fine, let the ball come.
Emily Love trying to push their way out of it. And there, a penalty.
On the 5 here. 10 back from here.
And that's tough for Glasgow. And not finding touch as well.
Yeah, they need to find touch there. It's a great chase from Hannah Smythe, but they have to find touch there, otherwise they just invite Edinburgh to clear their lines. Frustrating one there for Glasgow.
Yeah. And Edinburgh get a good kick, and it's their line out now. But yeah, it just seems like it's just going straight there, just an angle that it's just not quite working out there.
And I don't think it's particularly windy.
No, I don't think so. Got some changes coming on. Shelley Main coming on for Glasgow. Pip Benson coming on for Edinburgh at scrum half. Megan Hyland coming off.
Okay, let's go.
They have played their part tonight. Emily Love growing into that game. Kaylee Fraser. Nice throw there from Kaylee Fraser. And again, Glasgow get that turnover.
Please play it back.
Glasgow need to capitalise on these chances at the 66-minute mark. Keep their composure. Brian McNamara with the kick. And there, that's much better. She'll be pleased with that. But it's a real battle out there. It's like coming up someone like, for Briar, coming up someone like Hannah Ramsey. It's a tough opposition. It's a real battle, isn't it? Just get her kicking boots on.
1 and 3.
Some more substitutions here.
When we go,
we've got Faye Sutherland coming on and Tali Tawaki coming on in the front row for Edinburgh. Well played, Edinburgh front row. Fantastic work by Alison Wilson and Molly Pullman, absolutely outstanding with their scrum penalties and in the loose as well, both in attack and defence.
Yeah, they've both been cracking, they've well deserved rest now. You notice how dynamic they are in attack, they managed to get over the gain line, so well played to both of them.
Good throw there by Isha Sutcliffe to Emily Kubra for the line out. Can they stay in? Edinburgh defending Natasha Logan, vital to stop that from Edinburgh. Again, Briar McNamara trying to force her way through. Quick ball, Rihanna Darragh finds Millie Warren, driving into that 22. Great tackle by Hannah Walker. Gone to deck now, but they need to service that line out. That's great disruption again by Edinburgh. Really slowing that ball down. Kaylee Fraser to the fore there. And again, Holland Bogan coming through.
Not isolated the ball.
The closing stages of the game when she comes really alive. Lovely pass back inside by Millie Warren. No obstruction call, and it's a Millie Warren try. Try number 2 for Glasgow Warriors by Millie Warren. What a try!
Yeah, great bit of play there from Glasgow. They're resourcing their rucks better. They're getting quicker ball, and then the backs are showing what they can do. Lines everywhere. There was no obstruction called by the referee, and Millie Warren showing why she's Glasgow's top point scorer. You see, ball here from Darragh. Katie Ainsworth gives the ball to
there on a support as well, but Millie Warren's got the strength to go over. Really good bit of play there from Glasgow and sticks them straight back into this game.
Well, it's her third try for Glasgow Warriors, but just she really has taken advantage of what this competition has to offer with the conversion.
15 seconds.
And the conversion's good. And narrows the deficit to 3 points. Glasgow Warriors 14, Edinburgh 17.
10 minutes to go. There's some tired bodies out there, but there's only 3 points in it. This is where it matters the most. Glasgow, they need to get a win if they've got any chance of getting into the semi-final. Edinburgh, so much to play for. They want to maintain this lead. They want to get this ball deep into Glasgow's half and keep it there.
Lottie Russell is on, Kat Moody coming off, well played. And Betha Matheson also off. As Edinburgh reshuffle their back line. Poppy Fletcher with the carry. Emily Kubra with the carry. And again it's a clear and she is off. Really some dynamism in her carries at the moment. Katie Ainsworth sticks the ball in the air. Great take by Hannah Ramsey. But Claudia McLaren and Holland Bogan are right on her. Who wants it the most? Great take by Natasha Logan.
Right, ball's away now, thank you.
Pip Benson there, her service is good, it's sharp. Good carry.
Ball's available.
Pip wants it. Lovely pass there, and it's going out wide. Great tackle. Hannah Smythe makes a tackle on that left wing. Lottie Russell there in the scrum cap with the carry.
Tackle. Huh? Okay, thanks.
She's gone right, and Lauren McGrotty just trying to find some space there. What a pick up by Rachel Phillips, and it's an offload. And Rhea Darragh has got it. Rihanna Darragh. Millie Warren's playing. And again, Fair Walker at 19 there with the carry.
It's got advantage over.
And again, lovely take there by Poppy Fletcher coming at pace. Holland Bogan with it, just trying to find Millie again. Again, Edinburgh just servicing like Tally Tawaki and right in amongst it at that breakdown. Poppy Mellenby with the carry. And Holland.
Release!
And again, great disruption there by the Edinburgh front row. Release ball. Millie Warren with the pace, the small passes. And it's Fair Walker. She's already had a tremendous try in this championships. Lovely carry there out in the left wing. Great carry by Sutcliffe as well.
No, he pulled it back.
Referee still talking. Katie Ainsworth. Advantage to Edinburgh there.
Taking the play off the ball.
Glasgow trying to find play off each other, get the continuity of passes.
Yeah, great bit of play there from Glasgow. They're stretching this Edinburgh defence. They're resourcing the breakdown. They're getting quick ball. There's a side of Glasgow that we've not seen so far. This is a fantastic pick-up from Rachel Phillips to Scarlett Haddle. She just can't hold on tight to it, and Glasgow get the turnover. But really nice bit of play there from Edinburgh.
Really
but then we see Glasgow. They're starting to build the phases. They're finding their structure. They're stretching that Edinburgh defence. So really nice bit of play there from Glasgow. There's 7 minutes left. Can they continue to build on this momentum?
It was interesting, Katie Ainsworth doing a few more kicking options as well. She's trying to really vary the play and trying to keep Edinburgh guessing.
Yeah, we know how dangerous Glasgow's back three are. You know how much pace they've got. You've got Poppy Mellenby there, but you've also got your wingers with bags and bags of pace. Can they just pop that ball up and under? We've watched Katie Ainsworth do it 3 or 4 times now in this second half. Just isolate those Edinburgh wingers, force them to have to make the catch, and if they're not able to, is there space there for Glasgow back three to get the ball and look to counter? So nice bit of variation, as you say. We've not seen an awful lot of Katie Ainsworth in this game, so it's nice to see her putting those balls up and forcing the Edinburgh team to field them.
Okay, penalty called and they're going for posts. 3 points in it. And Millie Warren is backing herself.
The line there, just that.
Smart bit of play here from Glasgow. Really smart bit of play there. Most teams might potentially look to go to the corner. In actual fact, they've said, you know what, let's get 3 points on and then we can build in and build a score after that.
Millie Warren with the kick. And it's a massive kick, and it's a great kick by Millie Warren. What a penalty by Millie Warren to level the scores. 17 points each after 73 minutes. What a game.
Yeah, she's cracking off the tees, Millie Warren. She's just proved why she's Glasgow's top point scorer. She's fantastic. Even from that far out, that's on the 10-metre line. That's a 40-metre kick, and she slotted it to perfection. Wonderful stuff there from Millie Warren.
The confidence to take it. She knew she could get that, and it had the legs. Glasgow back in possession. Aisha Sutcliffe with the break here, just on the 10-metre line. And again, that kick through by Ainsworth, just challenging Hannah Ramsey there, but she likes to run. Super tackle there by Shelley Main. And again, trying to fight her way through. Hannah Walker.
No, she's off her feet.
Edinburgh attacking chance here. Laura McGrotty, number 6.
Well, get out of the way.
Ramsey, first receiver.
Nope.
Ball's gone back. And it's picked up by Phillips. Great tackle there. And again, Faye Sutherland, number 18, with the carry. And it's going out right. Hannah Ramsey again, just delaying that decision, Finn Russell style, just keep that defence guessing. Great tackle there.
Tackle away.
And Benson just looking for wider. Tali Tuwaki. An up and coming front row, really promising. And there's numbers here. And it's Hannah Walker. But she's in touch. And Glasgow able to cover that white channel on Hannah Walker. Some great carries there by Edinburgh, but Glasgow closing them down.
Yeah, nice bit of play there from Edinburgh, managing to get the ball wide, but it's fantastic bit of defensive play here from Claudia McLaren. She's unfortunately let Hannah Walker have too much space tonight, but not in this last 5 minutes. She shuts her down nicely and drags her into touch. Glasgow here with an opportunity on the halfway line to keep the ball, keep possession, build some momentum and see if they can get over the score.
Sutcliffe with the throw, and it's a pick up by Tuwaki. Great pick up by the replacement prop. Excellent pick up.
Tackle now.
And again, Pip Benson and the stretch. There's numbers out there, there's space. What a tackle by Hannah Smythe, slowing that plane down and just waiting for reinforcements. And again, number 4, Adele Ferry taking it on. Rachel Phillips coming round, bursting through, still pumping those legs. And Hannah Walker just wanting that try.
Good.
Pip Benson with the carry.
Clear lift. Advantage, high tackle.
Sophie Murphy being penalised from the Warriors there. Edinburgh have penalty advantage.
Just say if you want the pen now.
Tali Tuwaki making an impression here. Hard carries, good turnovers. And again, there's numbers out there. If Edinburgh can get it there. And we'll go back. Forward pass. And a bit of a diving tackle there. And we're coming back for the penalty here.
Cheers.
Rachel penalty here, but just while we've got a moment, it was a high tackle. Thoughts on player of the match?
Yeah, this is so difficult. 17 all, 77 minutes gone. It could go either way at this moment in time. But for me, this player has stood out. We talked a lot about her before the game. She has a calm head. She's really composed. She carries hard, but her ability to distribute and put other players into space is outstanding. For me, player of match tonight goes to Edinburgh number 12, Hannah Ramsey.
Great choice. She's been everywhere showing her skills tonight. And yeah, both in attack and defence. Poppy Fletcher coming off for Gracie coming on, replacement prop for Glasgow Warriors. And great take there by Natasha Logan. Driving forward. Great opportunity here for Edinburgh. 17 points apiece into the 22 with that line out. Penalty advantage for Edinburgh. Lisa Brown with the carry. And Pip Benson again trying to feed out wide quickly. Hannah Walker coming off her left wing. And it's a loose ball, and we're going to come back for the penalty. Colin Bogan being penalised there.
On the 15, thank you. Yeah.
And this is what we've talked about. We've talked about Glasgow's discipline. They just invite this Edinburgh team into their half. High tackles, offsides, hands in the ruck. We've seen an array of penalties tonight, and that's what's let this Glasgow team down. As I say, there's 50 seconds left on the clock.
So we've got coming in for the side there and collapsing them all. So it's Edinburgh's penalty, and they've picked. And your player of the match, Hannah Ramsey's urging Edinburgh on here. There's an opportunity here in deep in that 22. The kick's good to set up the line out. Kaylee Fraser with the throw-in for Edinburgh. And there's shouts of Edinburgh from the crowd here. And it's turnover ball by the Warriors. Rihanna Dark has it. Holland Bogan's turned that over in the air.
No.
But it's turned back again. Referee says play on. Alex Stewart again. All over that ball on the floor. And again, round the corner, Edinburgh go. Lifting that ball. Faye Sutherland with the carry. Glasgow's defence. And again, Alex Stewart with that turnover. Pip Benson lifting the ball. And again, Edinburgh just short at the moment. And it's a short. Lottie Russell with the carry. Edinburgh defence holding firm on that line. And it's a lift here. And it's quick. Pip Benson with the ball. And it's going out. Tally Tawaki with that ball.
Short,
it's short. The referee says it's short. Ball's at the back. And it's a lift there. And is it held up? It's over the line. And it's held up. Massive attack by Edinburgh. Massive defence by Glasgow Warriors.
Yeah, you can see there what Glasgow have done. They've almost just invited Kaylee Fraser over that line. They've said, we're just going to soak up your carry, make sure that we turn you, get underneath you and hold you up. Yes. That's really smart play from there from Glasgow. Brave play, very brave play, but smart play from them.
Stadium clock on 79 minutes 32 presently. 17 all in this derby match. And Glasgow need to win to keep their semi-final playoff hopes alive. What a carry by Scarlett Hano! Superb! Straight in, just as she did last week, into that 22. Alex Stewart.
Let go, let go.
Pip Benson again. Kaylee Fraser with the carry. McGrotty there. Natasha Logan, and it's gone back out right, and it's Hannah Ramsey charging for that try line. Pip Benson again, just with the calmness. Kaylee Fraser was not, and she's denied the first time, she's got it this time. Our fourth try for Edinburgh, Kaylee Fraser.
My goodness me, Scarlett Hano take a bow off that goal line dropout from Briar McNamara. She weaves her way from the 10-metre line deep into the 22. She then gives her forwards a fantastic opportunity. They carry really hard. You see here, Hannah Ramsey, player of the match. She drives into that space. She gives the best chance that she possibly can. And then Kaylee Fraser, as you say, denied that first time. Route one this time, slightly in on the angle to power her way over the line. Really nice bit of play there from the Edinburgh team.
Kaylee Fraser with the try. And player of the match, Hannah Ramsey, with the conversion. Ooh. Just came off the post there. And that's full time here at Scotstoun Stadium for this derby match. Glasgow Warriors 17, Edinburgh 22. Such a great start by Edinburgh. They've got 4 tries to Glasgow's 2. And a massive win for them in this derby match. Glasgow, 2 tries and maybe just left it with too much to do at the end.
Yeah, Glasgow will be frustrated with that. We knew that they had to get themselves to win tonight if they were going to push for that semi-final spot. But hats off to Edinburgh. They were consistent throughout tonight. They were disrupting so much of Glasgow's ball. They were getting around the outside. They were getting in behind. They were offloading well. And they had a really brilliant game. Something that we've not seen an awful lot of Edinburgh in terms of this Celtic challenge. So hats off to them. They'll be really pleased with that performance.
Yeah, especially at the start. Glasgow started so well at the start of that second half. Sophie Murphy's try got them right back in it. Millie Warren converting, and then Millie Warren's try and conversion too. So massive impact in that second half, and especially the subs.
Yeah, massively. So we talked, there's going to be lots of tired bodies out there, so we talked a lot about the impact that the subs were going to bring on. Edinburgh's set piece was brilliant tonight. Their scrum really brought them into it. Glasgow, their discipline let them down. That allowed Edinburgh to get into their half and capitalise that into points. So you mentioned the substitutes. They had a huge part to play tonight, and they did really well coming off the bench. Millie Warren in particular, we have to talk about her. She enhanced that Glasgow attack. She brought some spark, she brought some energy, but just unfortunately not enough.
But just a word again on your player of the match, Hannah Ramsey. Just a real joy to watch today.
Yeah, she's such an exciting player, and you forget how young she is as well. She's got bags of talent, but also she's got a really bright and long future ahead of her. Her ability to spot space, her ability to get the ball to space, her kicking game, and her tackling. She is an all-round player, and one I'm super excited about as we go forward, particularly with Six Nations coming up. Hopefully she's put a really good foot forward, and hopefully we get to see her pull on that Scotland jersey.
She's so effective in attack, but defensively as well. Her stats are just absolutely unbelievable, and just in that try at the end, the line she runs, she might not get the ball, but she interests the defence.
Yeah, definitely. We saw it in that last play there, as you mentioned. The speed and arc of her run, she interests the defenders from the inside and the outside based on how she runs. She glides almost through spaces. It looks effortless, but her ability then to get offloads, her ability then to distribute the pass, she's just one of those players that you could watch for hours and hours. So yeah, cracking bit of play there from Hannah Ramsey to get her players over the line, and to allow Kaylee Fraser to score that last one for Edinburgh.
And there you see Edinburgh in the circle, Glasgow in their circle as well. And that's they wanted to finish on a high, and they've done that, Edinburgh.
Yeah, and you see the size of both of those circles there. This has been a real team effort, both sides. This is a long tournament. There's lots. This is round 10. So there's been a huge amount of effort by all of these players and staff. Loads of people who pulled on an Edinburgh shirt for the first time, and a Glasgow shirt for the first time, but loads of really experienced players. So nice to see them all huddled up there at the end.
Absolutely. 10 rounds played of the Celtic Challenge, and the final score here at Scotstoun, just again, Glasgow Warriors 17, Edinburgh 22. Some fantastic work by both sides. Briar McNamara with her characteristic strong running. And making the breaks, but it was Edinburgh that struck first today. Strong carries into the 22. And lovely pass by Nicole Marlowe to Bethan Matheson at 15, and Hannah Walker finishing in that left-hand corner. Hannah Walker, last year's top try scorer, and just delighted for her to get on the try score today. No conversion, but it's the ability to pass those wide. Both today, Nicole Marlowe and Hannah Ramsey displayed real passing with the passing skills, giving Edinburgh the chance to attack on those wide channels as they wanted to do. And on the other wing, Kieran Bell. And Skye Finister does an amazing tackle with Briar McNamara just covering. What a break by Edinburgh, and great defensive skills by both Skye Finister and Briar McNamara. And again, some great tackling there. Clyde and McLaren marshalling on that right wing. And Emily Love was growing in confidence, and again Nicole Marlowe's pass. Finding Bethan Matheson again in that left-hand corner for Edinburgh's second try. Bethan Matheson, what a talent. Scored last week, only 18 years of age, only turned 18, and again scoring tonight. Plays a rugby at Heriots and grew up at and playing rugby at Dunfermline, and quite happy to attack. Lovely short passes there, just great draws and pass. Hannah Walker just ushers it over, and Rachel Phillips again just straightening up at 13. And here's the Glasgow try at the beginning of that second half that really got Glasgow back into the guts of this game. Sophie Murphy, so powerful, being a real find, does so well at Stirling County. Started her rugby at Stirling University, but here is the pick off the base of that scrum. Kat Moody, after a series of scrum penalties, Edinburgh, that was probably the turning point, series of scrum penalties, and then scoring off the back of that scrum for the third try. And Millie Warren's try, lovely pass back inside by Briar McNamara to Millie Warren, which she converted herself. Again, another player that's really found her straps during this championship. And lovely carry there by Hannah Ramsey, and it's Kaylee Fraser, just powers her way over. Originally from Biggar, I really rate what she can do, and it's great to see her getting her opportunity at this level at the Celtic Challenge. Great finish. And now we'll go down pitch side, where Rachel Law, it was head coach, winning head coach from Edinburgh, Claire Cruikshank, and player of the match, Hannah Ramsey.
So I'm here with winning head coach Claire Cruikshank and player of the match, Hannah Ramsey. Claire, I'll come to you first. We identified that you'd probably noticed that Glasgow weren't resourcing their rucks very well. Is that something that you've worked on this week in terms of spoiling and upsetting their ball?
Yeah, we spoke about gain line, and we spoke about making sure that we secured our ball, and we felt that if we could get quick ball around that breakdown, we could really threaten them, and definitely in that first half we did. Second half they definitely came out and disrupted the breakdown and made it tough for us, which, you know, I'm really happy with how the players problem solved, and we got there in the end, but it was tight.
Yeah, no, it was a cracking, both in defence and attack. I'll come to you now, Hannah. In terms of your playing ability, you played at 12 today, you carried really well, you played a little bit at 10 there in the last 20 minutes. How did you find that game today?
I'm really enjoying playing with Nicole Marlowe and Rachel Phillips. Like, they're just so fun to play off. So yeah, getting that 12 opportunity is really good. And then yeah, I just love playing 10, and the team make it so easy for me, getting that game line like we talked about. So yeah, just fun.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of how you guys played today, you looked to stretch that Glasgow team wide. You looked to go wide quite early and then hit up through the middle. How did you find, obviously you've got Hannah Walker, you've got Kieran Bell, how do you find playing with a back three like that as well?
It's crazy, like, just part of the game plan is almost like get the ball to Hannah or Kieran, because you know you're just going to get instant game line, and they're so fast, and it's like so exciting rugby to watch. But yeah, it's easy.
Claire, I'll come back to you. Probably a little bit too late in terms of us the game and in terms of how you've managed to find your stride in this Celtic Challenge, what are you taking away from the game today, and what will you look to push on into next season with this Edinburgh team?
Yeah, look, I think you're right. I think we kind of came to the party a little bit too late this season. We had moments in some of those early games we were pleased with, but we just couldn't quite find our stride. And it's probably been the last 4 games, that last 4 block, where we've started to put together the performances that, you know, we can be proud of. And what I'm most proud about the team is actually we could have fallen off the cliff, and we could have like really struggled, and it could have been tough to get them to turn up to training. But this is the strongest group that I've worked with for a long time, and their culture and environment has been brilliant. And you can see that out there today. You know, that meant a lot to every single player and every single staff member for all the hard work over this programme. And yeah, it's, you know, it's a kind of a bittersweet end.
Yeah, but a credit to you all. Hannah, I'll come to you finally. Obviously, in terms of Celtic Challenge, last game tonight, so Celtic Challenge is finished for this season. What does the future hold for you in terms of looking forward into Six Nations?
Hopefully get selected, fingers crossed. But I think things are just so exciting with new coaching team and whatever. Also, like Watsonians, going back to club, just enjoying that rugby back there. But yeah.
Congratulations, both of you. Fantastically played tonight, and enjoy the celebrations. Thank you to you both.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Rachel. So the full-time score here at Scotstoun is Glasgow Warriors 17, Edinburgh 22. Edinburgh with a bonus point win. Glasgow can now finish in 5th and can now not advance to the semi-final slot. So Edinburgh win with 4 tries to 2. So big win for Edinburgh tonight. And the next matches of this derby weekend, Wolfhounds play the Clovers at 3 o'clock tomorrow in Dublin at the UCD Bowl, and on Sunday 8th of March 2 o'clock start, Britton against Galway Lightning in the Welsh derby at Parky Scarlets in Llanelli. So just in terms of the points table there, Britton Thunder now still on 19. Glasgow not able to catch them now, so Britton will go through to the semi-final slots. Glasgow finish in 5th place, and Edinburgh with that bonus point win on 12 points in 6th place. But certainly I think Edinburgh came out tonight with a point to prove and show their attacking flair, and they definitely did that, and they got their defensive right. So that's how the table looks. Wolfhounds and Clovers will be playing for who gets top spot in their derby tomorrow in Dublin. Final score here at Scotstoun, Glasgow Warriors 17, Edinburgh Rugby 22. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of the derby matches this weekend.